Hey guys, you may have watched my recent videos about my homemade PVC train horns, and if you did, you would know that I haven't shared a tutorial with you guys because it's not my design, and the guy who I got the design from sells plans for his horns, so I didn't want to give away his design. But I am now going to build some new horns using my own design, and I figured while I'm at it I might as well video my build and share it on YouTube as a tutorial. So this is going to be my own design for a PVC train horn based on my experience with my first build. So I'll start off with the materials. Alright, so I'm actually going to be making two horns, so all the parts here are doubled, but if you only plan on making one, then just buy one of each of these things. So the basic parts for the horn, the main body is a 2-inch PVC coupling, and then a 2-inch spigot to 1-inch female thread bushing. Just a quick note on these bushings. If you can get a bushing that doesn't have this angled surface right here, some manufacturers make them with a straight wall and then go straight up to the threaded part. If you can find one like that, get that type, because for my design the input is going to be right here, and I actually need to carve some of this out for my air input to be in the right position, which is fine, but it can be avoided if you can find a bushing that has a right angle instead of this diagonal surface. A 1-inch nipple. This one looks like a close nipple, but it's actually a 1-inch by 2-inch nipple. And I am also going to be using a 1/2-inch coupling. And I only have one of these because in my design I only use half of it, and I'm making two horns, so I only need one of those. So those are the fittings. For the pipe, you're going to need some 1/2-inch thin wall PVC. I find it better to use thin wall because when you attach the funnel to the end to make the horn, the wave can make a smoother transition from the pipe to the funnel. So use thin wall. If you can't use thin wall, schedule 40 will work fine. So 1/2-inch, and you'll also need some 2-inch pipe. For the 2-inch pipe, you only need a couple inches or so because it only goes in about that far. So you don't need a lot of this. I'm making two horns, so I'll probably only need about that much. So that's it for the PVC and stuff. But for my design, you'll also need some 2-part epoxy, and I'll explain why later. And you're also going to need some tape. Masking tape will work, duct tape, any kind of tape will work. For hardware, you need 4 bolts. These are 1/4 thread size by 1/2-inch long. 4 bolts per horn, and of course the appropriate wrenches and stuff like that. And of course, for your last material, you're going to need something for your diaphragm. So the first thing I'm going to try to use in these horns and test it out is this plastic. It's from a storage container. I had really good luck with these on my last horns, but those were 3-inch, and now that this horn is 2-inch, I don't know if they'll perform that well, but I'm hoping they do. So these are the actual diaphragms from my last horns. I'm just going to trim them down to size, and if these don't work good, then I will try out some soda can or something like that. We'll find something that works. To seal the diaphragms in the back of your horn, you're going to need some of this weather stripping. This stuff is 5/16 width. You can use 1/4-inch width, 3/8 width, whatever works, whatever you can find. If you can't find this weather stripping or you don't want to buy it or anything, you can try using some foam, some craft foam, anything like that. Anything squishy that'll seal the diaphragms. And for connecting the PVC joints, you're going to need PVC pipe primer and PVC cement. I'll put up a little CAD drawing of my design so you can see kind of how everything goes together. So that just about covers all the parts you need, so let's get to building.